Welcome to the future, where the glass is half full and you'll need new glasses, where you'll be jumping from conclusions.
The past is annulled, and a new future is born.
Never before in history has so much meant so little to so many. AD on the radio.
It's you and the senorita, whoop it, blowing up the tweeter, cause it's me up in the speaker, knocking the mama seat top down like a player, and the sound up in your ears, it is the dopest rhyme, say I run a game like a kid.
So in case you did not watch last night, producer of this little show right here, super producer to the stars, Barry FUNKHOUSER, and his girlfriend, Canadian Jane, were on the game show Idiot Test on Game Show Network last night. And if you were not one of the millions that watched, this is what happened.
Well, you both touched the same answer, so if you're both correct, you will win $10,000. Jane, why don't you tell me first what you did?
I completely guessed.
Really?
Yeah.
Total guess, no idea what's going on here.
I didn't want to lose.
So that's why you touched lose?
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to lose, so you touched it. Like you erased that from existence. Mm-hmm. Barry, what did you do?
I had 2 seconds left, and I also didn't want to lose.
You also didn't want to lose, so you both gravitated towards the word lose and touched it.
Yeah.
We even gave you a hint in there because the O in OK and the O in 1, we put that capitalized as a little hint. OK, logically, which one doesn't belong? Well, if you put the O in front of each of those words, it makes another word. In all but one case, O-pen, olive, overt, O-men, O-lose ain't a word. You both touched it, you won $10,000!
What?
Yeah. Why am I here today? Bye.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. Come on, this is the hug I want. This is the group hug I want. Take that in for a minute. $10,000. You guys were fantastic. Thank you for playing. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to follow us on all social media. #IdiotTest. Check out BenGlebe.com. Until next time, be like these guys. Don't be an idiot. Good night. That was fun.
Yeah. And here to celebrate their victory is the host of the show, Ben Glebe, back again.
Hey, he's here again. Yay.
Yeah, we were worried you'd be commiserating, but you are celebrating with FUNKHOUSER and Canadian Jane.
I like giving the money away. I enjoy giving away the money because it's not my money. This is not Win Van Stein's money. It's the network's money. It doesn't cost me anything. And so I enjoy giving their money away.
Were you impressed? Did you think they had it at the end?
Well, I knew the answer.
Right. But did you think they knew the answer?
No,
like,
I knew
did you
that
have
they
faith?
had no idea. I had a good sense they had no idea. I sensed that they were completely
This is going on in our head right
now. Yeah, I could tell that they just made a random touch, and they got very, very lucky, and it's exciting. And I'm expecting a thank you present in the neighborhood of $1,000 to $3,000. You'll still have $9,000 to $7,000 left.
You and the government.
Yeah, but if you give the host a gift, then you could write that off. Or that's a bribe. I'm going to rescind asking for a
Well, I mean,
prize
if they've
and
already
just
won, I don't think you can.
Good point.
Like, you can't take that money away from them. I think it is not a bribe. I don't think it shows any impropriety. I think they should get you a very nice gift.
Okay, I'm back
That's
on.
what I
I'd
think.
love a great gift. And hopefully Funkhouser's the one that says he'll give it to me and not Canadian Jane over here, because that could be obviously not truthful.
Yeah, Canadians.
Because Canadians lie.
Canadians lie more often than there are bears in the woods over there with honey. They make honey. They eat honey. Bees make honey is the point. See, but the bears are like, we make honey because they're Canadian bears and they're damn liars.
So aside from giving Ben Glebe a gift, what are you guys going to do with your $10,000? Do you have it earmarked for anything?
Yeah, well, we got a couple credit cards going to pay off there.
Yeah, I was unemployed, so
yeah, that was our job.
it'll be paying for my car, probably.
Yeah, I would
and
like to
we're
make clear that I was kidding about them getting me a gift.
And we're
'cause
taking Ben out
I don't want
for-
to lose my job. You're not taking me out. If anything, I'm buying beers if we ever see each other in public.
Yay! Well, thank you so much for that whole thing.
Yeah,
it was
Thanks
awesome.
for coming on the show. It was nice to have you guys. You made for great TV.
Yeah, you too.
And thank you for coming on this show. You make for great radio. Yay, Canadian Jane and Funkhouser, and thank you for coming on the show to celebrate their big win on Idiot Test, Ben Glebe.
My pleasure. It has been so much fun. I'm going to go now. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go home and do other things.
BenGlebe.com.
Let's start the show. Hot 2, hot 3, hot AC from your radio live and uncut. Tonight, you're cutting loose and having fun. Cause that's my job, and my job's about to get done. Yeah, that's how I'm operating. And I'll thank motherfucker for cooperating. When I say, put your hands up, touch the sky. If you're really feeling really good, then wave them from side to side.
Where the left and right come together for fundamental truths. AD on the radio, on Twitter at ADSXE.
I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Every day you're going and working, running that rat race at that pace and that place will leave a bad taste for anyone, everyone working day after day. So buddy, I gotta say for you, there's gotta be a better way. Yeah, and you do what they told ya. Company man, feel it, a mindless little soldier. How can you live like that and maintain your composure before it's begun? Your life's already freaking over. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want.
So for those that don't know, for those that aren't aware, super producer to the stars, Barry Funkhouser. This is a guy who, one of the best people walking the face of the planet. One of the best people that you could ever hope to meet in any way, shape, or form. A guy who is always quietly behind the scenes attempting to do good. Not necessarily by specific actions, like not a guy that is sort of, can I get you to contribute to this charity that I work for, in a really obvious, overt way, but just the way this guy goes through his life is an act of charity. The world is better for having Funkhouser in it because of the way he treats the people around him, because of the way he leaves the world a little bit better than the way he finds it every single day. Whether he's on the radio, off the radio, driving in his car, dealing with the people that he deals with, the world is better for Barry Funkhousers. Here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
This is, no. It's just an awesome day because you're one of those guys that you just, it was time for you to have a win. It was time for you to have a win. You don't bring much of your personal baggage on the air, but over the last 6, 9, 12, 18, maybe even 24 months, you've had a rough way to go.
Ups and
certain
downs, man.
things. Ups and downs, and all the downs that we've seen you go through, and I mean the royal we, have made us wish for some ups for you. So I could not be happier that you had the moment of soul and life affirming victory of winning $10,000.
Thousand. Yes, thank you.
On a TV game show. And you know what it is? It's such a weird, random set of circumstances. Like, I don't know. On the one hand, it's a TV game show where you won some money. On the other hand, what could really be responsible for that other than the universe rewarding somebody that deserves it? I like to think of it that way. I hope you do
thank
as
you.
well.
Yes,
because you were due for a win, and that's quite a hefty win. What went through your mind when you realized that you'd won through a guess? All the smarts that you and Canadian Jane had up till that point, very smart, very, very well educated, well thought out answers to all the questions that got you to the position where you could win $10,000 on Idiot Test. All that kind of went out the window, and you both guessed the final question.
Mm-hmm.
And you freaking won. You won. Like, it's crazy. How did you feel?
I didn't feel much. I was kind of like, just out of it toward the end, putting all your energy into touching the right or wrong answer. And then it comes down to the end. It didn't really register because we guessed at the end. And I'm like, oh, we got it right. So it's, nothing kind of went through my head. I was just like kind of in a daze.
Now, $10,000, not necessarily a life-changing amount of money, but...
Oh, so I shouldn't have bought a Chrome Fisker? Because maybe I should call someone.
You have to see what to do with your new riches. Call Oprah. She's adept at dealing with this sort of financial situation.
Oh, we're having brunch, me and Oprah.
That's awesome. But, like, Did the idea of like I just became $10,000 richer? Did that? I've never won. I'm trying to think of anything that I've. When I was 5 in a raffle, I won a year's worth of karate lessons. Like that was pretty cool. But cool. Beyond that, I can't remember the last time I won anything at all. Like $10,000 is a lot. How does that make you feel?
Pretty
Has
good.
the check cleared yet, or will it be a surreal non-reality until the money hits a bank account?
You got it. That.
Right.
Yeah. Wow, I won 10,000 somethings. We'll see if it comes in the mail. Ha.
Now, what sort of effect do you suppose this had on your relationship with Canadian Jane? Like, I've always thought, you know, those stupid little office trips you take out to, play softball or go do trivia games or things of that nature. What do they call it in the corporate world? Team building exercises. I've always thought that there's a little bit more to them. Like if you go into that sort of thing with an open heart, and you win with your coworkers at something, I think it's an incredibly bonding thing. Losing at something with your coworkers can be a bonding thing as well in its own way. But it's really good to win something with someone. It's awesome. The actual and emotional high fives build a strong foundation between people in that situation. Do you think this has affected your relationship with Canadian Jane?
Well, probably not, but I was worried because when we filmed that thing, our relationship was new, and by the time it aired, our relationship was not new. And luckily, we're still just as infatuated as we were when it was new. But you know how that could have turned out.
Do you think...
what if she didn't like me, we broke up and stuff, and then it aired?
Or what if one of you lost the other one of you $10,000? What if one of you got it right and the other one got it wrong? It'd be like, nice, real nice. There go the dreams of paying off some bills. Thanks very much. Oh, I knew I was already draining my finances by having a girlfriend because, let's be real here, you're rather costly. Dinner, movies, all the above, and no, $10,000. Or it could have been the other way around. Look, Brokey the Clown, you work in radio and I put up with that, but if you lost me $10,000, we're going to have another conversation. Like, do you think it could have done real damage to your situation if you had lost one or the other?
Like I didn't really have a plan for that, and I did get a bunch wrong, so I was very worried about all that.
Well, the bottom line is that Funkhouser and Canadian Jane won $10,000 on Game Show Network's Idiot Test, and it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Good job, Funkhouser.
Oh, thanks.
Don't get the blues, get all the news. We mean all of you guys out there in Radioland. All aboard!
He's back. AD on the radio.
Give it up, yeah. Give it up, yeah. Bring this on, come on, come on. That's the way you do what we do. That's the way you do what we do. That's the way you do what we do. You do what we do. You do what we do. That's the way you do what we do. That's the way you do what we do. That's the way you do what we do. You do what we do. You do what we do. Well, it's a new one. Here I come again, coming again, taking it back to the place where I'm picking up the pen. And before I started, it's already a killer. When you know that you're good, I gotta say that it's a thriller. Hey, I do it my way, bitch. Taking advantage of the gift we got, making it pay to play. So what do you say, bitch?
There's a reason why I appreciate the Barry Funkhousers of this world, and just in general, the
You
good
can call
folks
me
of
a
this
thriller.
world. I could call you a thriller, but there is a reason why I tend to find folks like that so valuable. Doing the right thing, doing the good thing, doing the altruistic thing, doing for someone else, taking time out of your day, making the effort to say please and thank you, just be a decent person to the folks around you, is not always the easiest cross to bear. But it's so meaningful. I remember, for those that have been asking, my dog Homer is still missing, and I'm still looking every single day. But right after he went missing, some folks showed up to help. I was just unbelievably taken by their humanity. And their willingness to help. And I don't like to ask anybody for help. I was desperate. Take help anywhere I could get it from. I remember I had this one friend, a guy called Rory. Really solid dude. Maybe it has to do with the fact that he was a Marine. I love hanging out with members of our military. Like, if I could work with members of our military, or if I could just be friends with members of our military, there's something about dealing with people that come from a background where if you don't do the things that you say you're going to do, people could die. So it creates a level of accountability that I really appreciate. Like, we've got a board op that works around here, a guy called Jean, who I love. We've talked about him on the show in the past, and there's just something about Jean. It's not like I have problems with any of the other board ops, but I know that if I give him something to do, I can go, fine, I can go home and not worry about this. Anybody else, I will go back and double check their work because, you know, we live in this world of radio where you miss a couple of elements in a playlist and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars can be lost just like that. But with my buddy Jean, who used to be, I think he still has to go back for reservist duty occasionally, but who's a Navy veteran, I always feel a sigh of relief. With my buddy Rory, I always feel a sigh of relief. It's not just a professional thing. It's that thing of, hey, we said 10 o'clock at Starbucks. It is now 10 o'clock. Where are you? Oh, man, order me a latte. I'm in the shower. Rory will show up on time, usually having ordered for the both of us. And that is a big deal. That level of accountability, that level of dependability, that level of knowing where you're at with someone. But I remember when my dog was lost right away. He showed up and he was like, what can I do to help? I was like, gosh, I don't know. Maybe you could do this. He was like, okay, what else can I do to help? I really hadn't thought of anything, but if there was something I could do, what would that be? And I thought of something else. And he said, and what else can I do to help? He kept asking things that I would never ask for, things that I hadn't thought to ask for. And he went and he did all those things. Took up time in his day. And it was then that I realized friends show up. That's what friends do. They show up. They take the time. They take the effort. They take the emotional cost. Whatever it takes to show up in a situation where you need them, they show up. That's what they do. And that type of person who goes through life, not just being a friend to people they know, but automatically assuming that someone is a friend, automatically assuming that they are willing to do for others. Like I said, that's not an easy cross to bear. People that go through the world the way the friends like Rory and FUNKHOUSER and Jean, who I've talked about, do, that I'm lucky enough to have in my life. It's not an easy thing. I'll give you a great example of a guy who saved a family trapped in a van and wound up getting a bill for it. Sounds crazy. It actually happened. It's a thing. And we'll get into exactly how he wound up with a bill for saving a family trapped in a van for doing a good deed in just a little bit. Right now, though, let's take a look at the events of today in our segment, My Witness News. FUNKHOUSER, how are you and what is going on in the world?
This is My Witness News. In no way, shape, or form fair and certainly not balanced. And now, super producer to the stars, Barry FUNKHOUSER. Barry FUNKHOUSER.
Whoa.
Barry FUNKHOUSER.
Say it again.
Barry FUNKHOUSER.
Today is your day.
Thank you. Just milking it up. Milking it all.
I think I'm going to frame that picture of you and put it on the wall.
Really? You like the caption? Only going up from here.
Of course I like the caption. And then, you know what happened? You won.
Yay!
Can you tweet that picture out, FUNKHOUSER?
Yeah, it's our thing. If you're listening, then you see it. So.
Okay.
It's a thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, it is our thumbnail for today.
Yeah.
Somebody, if you're not able to look on the interwebs, somebody managed to, I guess somebody was watching like you on Idiot Test with closed captions on. There's an amazing picture of Barry FUNKHOUSER on Idiot Test, smiling with Canadian Jane in the background, grinning up a storm. And who said it? Was it you or was it Ben Glebe?
I said that one. Yeah.
You said that. We're only going up from here, right?
Yep.
amazing, awesome, positive, life-affirming thing that I'm going to frame and put on my wall. So, what is going on in the world, Funkhouser?
Well, Tom DeLonge says he quit Blink-182 so he can focus on UFOs.
Yeah! I thought he got fired. I thought that was the story, that he got fired from Blink-182. Tom DeLonge is now saying that, and he was the guy. When you replace a guy in a three-piece band, it's difficult, especially when he's somebody that sang. But they replaced him with a guy called Matt Skiba that's also an Alkaline Trio. But Tom DeLonge of Blink-182, their singer and guitar player, says that he quit Blink-182 so he could focus on the work he was doing on UFOs. He called it a matter of national security. He said that he believes aliens have crash-landed here, and it's now become his life's work to protect Americans from the repercussions of that. And he also said, with the enormity of that task in front of him, it doesn't give him the time to spend 9 months on the road with a band. It's true. He said that. I mean, look, who's to say? We really don't know what's out there. I mean, except for Tom DeLonge. He's a little out there. But, like, maybe all of this is true. I don't know. But,
I did a test radio show with him about that.
Really?
Yeah, here at this headquarters. Came in.
So why did this show not become a thing? What up with that?
Not everybody can talk. So there's that.
Right. There's probably a lot of people out there with really good information, lots of great knowledge to pass on that just aren't blessed with the gift of gab, and we're missing out on them. Yeah. It's too bad. Instead, you get C students like us that get an opportunity to talk on the radio just because dead air doesn't scare us. Yeah, like I said, it sounds a little bit out there. But having heard the last Angels and Airwaves album, if it keeps him from making more music, keep searching the skies, Tommy. Keep searching the skies. When he did his test radio show, what sort of stuff was he talking about?
It was called Strange Times, and it was about UFOs. And
did it deal with his... Because, like, he says he knows that UFOs
and
aliens have crash-landed on this planet. And did he have, like... Did he share his experience? Because now I want to know. I'm like, okay, that's a pretty bold statement to make. Where's all this coming from?
It was a good listen, but, it was only a couple of shows, and he's like, not for me. But, yeah, he did. He read a lot of stuff out of, like, his memoirs about aliens and flying saucers.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Still waiting for why they broke up, because that's the only story I care about.
Oh. Well, it's interesting. The Travis Barker account of why he's not in the band is that he wanted to make Blink-182 sound like Coldplay, and they didn't want Blink-182 to sound like Coldplay. It was a musical and creative divergence, and they cut each other loose for that reason. Whereas Tom DeLonge says he just can't be in any band because of his work in the field of protecting Americans from aliens. Like, said without, by the way, the slightest bit of irony whatsoever. I think he really, really... I don't know if he I don't know if what he says is true, but I believe that it's true to him. You know what I mean? I think that is, it's true to him. He's invested in his own shtick. Like, that's what I think, kind of like politicians, is an interesting one. Somebody brought up the fact that, I can't remember who I was talking to, but there was some poll that came out, some like Quinnipiac poll or something like that, where the vast majority of Americans believe that Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton are liars. And I think Democrats are kind of worried at the moment because Bill Clinton can lie, and people are chill with that because he's got this really kind of cool, laid back, easygoing, life of the party, just a fun guy to be around, likable thing to him that makes people want to root for him. Hillary does not have that. What do they call it in politics, Funkhouser? It's something like the beer test. Like, which one of these folks would you rather have a beer with? Like, it's a very important thing in the world of political polling. Like, who's the most likable? Who would you most want to go bowling with or have a beer with? And Bill Clinton had that in spades. Hillary, not so much. But a lot of people had sort of accepted that she's a liar. Or a lot of people feel as though she's a liar. Conversely, lots of people think Donald Trump might be playing fast and loose with the truth as well. Like, basically, it looks like the two contenders for the White House, nobody thinks they're incredibly truthful people. And I would say that the big difference between the lies Trump tells and the lies Hillary Clinton tells is that Hillary knows they're lies. She's becoming adept at lying. That's what she does. She lies. She's kind of sort of made a career out of lying in a lot of ways. This is if she's a liar. I'm not absolving myself from specific accusations of lying. I'm just providing a little context. So settle down, people that are ready to jump down my throats about this. Donald Trump, when he lies, he actually believes the words that are coming out of his mouth. Like, doesn't matter. It's his truth at the time when he says it. I believe that Donald Trump might not tell the truth, but in his mind, when he's up on the podium saying these words, he hears the truth coming out of his mouth. It's a weird thing. And I think, I don't know which one requires more of a borderline personality. I don't know which one. Okay. Require. Yeah. See? I said that? Really? No, I disavow. Okay. It was true to me at the time, but now you say it back to me. I disavow. Okay? Are we done here? Good. Boom. I don't know which one's more frightening. Someone who's calculated in their lying, or someone who deludes not only their audience, but themselves as well. But like I said, I believe that Tom DeLonge believes these things that are coming out of his mouth. What else?
It's Friday. Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Singer Rebecca Black. She did that Friday song, you remember?
Right.
She turns 19 today.
Right. Yeah. Friday. Oh, it took years to get
Everybody's
that out of my head.
looking forward to the weekend. Oh.
She's 19?
Sing it like a lounge singer. It's Friday. Yeah, 19.
Well, that's good news for her, because that means just 2 more years and she'll be able to drink to forget about her own music. Good. What else?
Jeff Gordon is considered the favorite to replace Michael Strahan as Kelly Ripa's live co-host.
I don't know who Jeff Gordon is. Do you?
He's a racer guy, right? Vroom, vroom, going fast, turning left a lot.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Wow, they're really going with the athlete.
Go fast, go left.
Okay. Yeah, racing, race car driving, not really a sport I've ever gotten into. They're going around the track again. This is going to be happening for quite some time.
I think he's on some Cymbalta commercials, too. Hi, it's Jeff Gordon. How you living? You know,
what's Cymbalta?
I don't know, some old person drug. You know, He's out there golfing with Kevin Nealon.
Golfa. Well, he's considered to be the favorite to replace Michael Strahan as Kelly Ripa's live co-host. He's got a big seat to fill and an even bigger tooth cap.
Days like this when I feel untouchable, I try and make up for all the wrongs I did by living my life like a Cosby kid.
Now, more AD on the radio.
Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving you my musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD again, nobody rock a party better than me. Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving you a musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD again, nobody rock a party better than me.
I'm going to tell you why I respect you so much if you do the right thing. If you go out of your way to become a good person or just be a good person. I want to tell you why I respect you so much, because not only is it not the easiest thing to do, but you know the expression, no good deed goes unpunished? 9 times out of 10, it feels like you do something for someone else and somewhere down the line you wind up catching heat from it. It's a disappointing truth in life. And it's one of the things that makes doing the right thing for other people that much more admirable. Like a guy who saved a family trapped in a van and wound up with a bill. How that happened, we'll get into it a little later on in the show. This actually did happen not so long ago, and it is a perfect example of why you got to respect people that do for others so much. And we'll talk about it shortly after we wrap up what remains of the news. FUNKHOUSER, what else is going on in the world?
Boom! Well...
I mean, besides the fact that you won $10,000 last night on the Game Show Network show, Idiot Test.
Also, I just won a large picture from George Norrie.
What?
They're painting the building here and throwing away stuff that's been here for 15 years. And they're like, does anybody want a big picture of George Norrie? And I said, yes, I do. So I'm a winner twice today. I got a giant picture of George Norrie to hang up in my bedroom.
I was listening to Coast last night. And doesn't George Norrie, he's doing these live shows now. I was listening to him on the way home. What's that I hear you say? But AD, George Norrie doesn't go on till really, really late at night. That's right. That's right. Work day that seldom ends before midnight these days. But I was driving home listening to George Norrie, and he talked about some live events that he'd been doing where he gets on stage and sings. Did you know this about him? It is George Norrie, right? That he's a singer as well. He does a few numbers when he goes and does his live events, like sings a bunch of songs.
I could see that. I didn't know that.
I'm guessing it was George Norrie that I was listening to.
He's a mystery.
He's still the regular host on Coast to Coast, right? That's who I've been listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So George Norrie must be a singer as well. Huh. Very, very cool.
I did not know that.
Well, I think you do these live events and you need some stuff to kill some time. Like an evening with George Norrie. What you gonna do? I could sing like 4 or 5 songs. That would kill like 15 minutes or so. All right. What are you going to do with the other 45 minutes? Oh, we could just talk. We're used to talking. It's true. I want to go see George Norrie sing. Make it so, Funkhouser. He works in that building. You see him all the time.
I can probably set it up so he can sing directly to you on this show. Let's work that out.
What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, do that for this Summertime Madness version coming up.
Oh, we could have George Norrie on this show? You think he'd lower himself to being on this show?
Yeah, but I mean, we're like two ships, you know. He's the nighttime and you're the daytime, so we're going to have to work it out.
I'll come in later. I mean, like we said, usually I'm going home while he's on the air.
Yeah.
So there's that. It's crazy. It's crazy because, like, usually the night guy on a radio station is making nothing. You know, like, you make no money, you stay up really late, you have weird antisocial hours. It absolutely kills your life. If you do nights or overnights in radio, you're a strange, broke little creature. But with George Norrie, that's, like, pretty much the best radio job on the face of the planet, and he works at nights. I wonder what time old George gets up in the morning. Like, what time does Coast to Coast go off the air?
He's here at 3 p.m. every day.
All right.
He leaves his office door open. I used to go in there and steal water bottles for guests.
Are you kidding me? You stole George Norrie's water?
Yeah.
We're never going to get him booked on the show now.
He had so much of it, though. That's okay. I have my own water now, though, and I apologize.
You're going to ask George Norrie to come on the show, and he was like, maybe if I wasn't so thirsty and parched, I'd be able to talk some more on your show in addition to mine, but I can't because no water.
I would never take the last one. Come on. You should see the giveaways they have here in the break room. You know, at radio stations, whenever there's like stuff to give away, all these books about extraterrestrials and stuff. Tom DeLonge would have a field day in the kitchen here with all these books.
Tom DeLonge would probably come in and debunk most of them. Be like, they think they know about aliens.
False.
They don't know about aliens. False. Incorrect. If you listen to my second Angels and Airwaves album and note the theory that I postulate in track 3, you will know that this is patently false. I disavow. Okay? What else?
Khloe Kardashian cut off Lamar Odom after his latest relapse.
Yeah, she doesn't need that kind of negative presence in her life when she's already got her mom. Go on.
Rick Astley has the #1 album on the British charts. Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Is it a new album or a re-release of the one with Never Gonna Give You Up?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got the #1 album on the British charts at the moment. He also continues to have the #1 album of all time among people who enjoy liking things ironically. Like, it's a weird thing. Rick Astley, produced by these guys, Stock Aitken and Waterman. These were these producers in the 80s and 90s in England, responsible for Rick Astley and Kylie Minogue and all of these sort of like, it's kind of like the Tasty Freeze version of music. Like, here's your song, here's your song, just sort of dispensed from a machine that involved very little live music instrumentation. But it was a hit factory for the longest time, and it was kind of lowest common denominator BS. But there's one thing that Rick Astley had that a lot of the folks that did that sort of thing did not, and that was a voice. Like, homeboy could actually really sing. But who would have thought that this guy, this sort of like generic 80s pop star, would be taken so seriously and be so beloved by hipsters in 2016? Absolutely no one. Not Stock Aitken Waterman and not old Rick Astley. It's good stuff, though. Happy for him. What else?
Donald Trump has fired campaign manager Corey Lewandowski.
Yeah.
I disavow. Okay?
It's late in the game for Donald Trump to be doing something like this, and there's a lot of speculation. Like, this was the guy who was caught on video allegedly manhandling a woman at a Trump rally. And this news comes as a shock, because if you didn't can him when there was that controversy then, a lot of people wondering why he's doing it now. A lot of people are shocked because they had no idea Trump's campaign was being managed. Like, there's an organizational force behind that? Huh, go figure. Maybe you didn't fire him because he didn't like his work, but because he missed using his old catchphrase.
There's something happening here, and you should know what it is. The Dumbing Up of America. Now, more AD on the radio.
FUNKHOUSER, did you graduate college? Are you a college grad? I know you went to college, but did you graduate? No diploma?
I call my first job college because I learned more there than my analog radio class in college.
Mm-hmm. But
here's how
yes
to
or no?
splice tape. No
diploma. But it was useful that you went to college in some way, shape, or form? Sure. Ben Glebe, the host of Idiot Test, was on the show the last couple of days talking about how he got to be a stand-up comedian, television producer, and game show host of some notoriety. And it sounds like his college experience really gave him a voice and gave him real experience at getting things done in that world. And it sounded like it was a really good idea for him to go to college and study all the things that he did.
Yeah, the only human that graduated UCSD that learned something.
Right. Well,
didn't
also
just get a tan.
One of the few people that I've met in the world of show business that does something like stand-up comedy that went to college and went, yeah, it was a good idea for me to go to college. It actually contributed to who I am and what I do. It's an interesting one because a lot of people, look, like a degree speaks volumes to employers. And say you want to be a curator at a museum. You know what you need for that? An art history degree. And you know what you need to get any kind of a degree? Probably some sort of physical education component. Like I talked to somebody a little while ago that did not have a degree, wanted to be a curator at a museum, this exact situation, and was like, I didn't get my degree. And I work this corporate job now, and it's cool, but I always wanted to be somebody that worked at a museum. But life happened, didn't get a chance to finish my degree. I'm a couple of phys ed credits away from it, and because of that, I had to change my career path. Maybe I'll go back one day, but I've gone down this other road a little too far to want to start all over again in the world of working in museums because I don't have my art history degree because of my physical education credit being missing from my my list of credits. And it just seemed ridiculous to me. Like, really? You had to do a semester and a half of volleyball to be able to hang paintings on a wall and know stuff about it? It's crazy. Yet a degree speaks volumes to people. But I think a lot of people feel as though the college education, if you have an idea of where you want to go and what you want to do, should be significantly abbreviated. Comedian Father Guido Sarducci came up with the idea of a 5-minute university.
I find the education, I think it don't matter where you go to school. It's all just memorization. And it don't matter how long you can remember anything, just so you can parrot it back for the test. I got this idea for a school I would like to start. Something called the 5-minute university. And the idea is that in 5 minutes, you learn what the average college graduate remembers 5 years after he or she's out of school. Like in college, you have to take a foreign language. Well, at the 5-minute university, you can have your choice. Any language you want, you can take it. Say if you want to take Spanish, what I teach you is ¿Cómo está usted? That means, how are you? And the answer is muy bien, means very well. And believe me, if you took 2 years of college Spanish, 5 years after you're out of school, ¿Cómo está usted? Muy bien, about all you're going to remember.
He makes a valid point. Funkhouser, how much time do we have left?
9.
9 minutes? 9. Let's do a little bit more news, and then we'll talk about the cross it is to bear being a good person and doing for others in this world, and how in one very unfortunate case recently, a man wound up with a bill for doing that. What is going on in the world, though?
A group of Trump advisors are reportedly trying to get him to give more speeches.
Yeah. The group? Hillary 2016. Although, man, that flamethrower of a speech that he broke off, basically absolutely attacking Hillary Clinton's credibility and the idea that she is a liar who... Look, the idea that she put forward is, I guess there's sort of like a narrative that exists, maybe among Democratic voters, that it's Republicans that are in bed with big banks. It's Republicans that are screwing the little guy because they're anti-social programs. It's not that they have anti-social programs, but a lot of the time the free market types are anti-social programs. You want to spend my tax dollars, take money out of my paycheck every single month to help that heroin junkie that destroyed his life get it back together? I don't. No thanks. I maybe if I could earmark where my dollars go, but otherwise I'm not into that, and I'm going to vote in a way that protects my hard-earned cash because I don't want it going to heroin addicts. Similar situations to that. There's this idea that Republicans are the folks that are in bed with the big banks. Make no mistake. Politicians are in bed with anybody that can give them money. They will find an angle. They will find an angle to be able to do something to advocate for someone that is willing to contribute to their campaign fund. They will find a way to get into bed with people no matter how diametrically opposed they are in theory. Oh, this is a great opportunity to reach across lines and extend olive branches. And oh yeah, I did get paid $150,000 for giving a 25-minute speech. But, nevertheless, yay. Look at me being the bigger person in this situation. But there's this idea that Republicans are the folks that are in bed with the big banks, and it's kind of universal. And Trump took a major swing at Hillary, being like, she's got all this fake charity work she does. She's gotten rich as a politician by playing political games, and she lies like nobody's business. That was what Trump came out with. He came out swinging. Trump always does come out swinging, but it seems as though this one might have actually done some damage to Hillary's credibility among people that, I'm a Democrat, she's a Democrat, I'm going to vote for her because she's a Democrat. I have an uneasy feeling about some Hillary stuff, but, I like her better than Trump, and that's actually some stuff to think about. I can't believe it's coming from Donald Trump, but that actually is some stuff to think about. I'm going to maybe go do a little research. And then, how do I vote if I don't like that? Oh, third party? Well, that's just Trump was a Democrat just like 5 minutes ago. Maybe. That's honestly the thought process that has been set into action in this country with Donald Trump's latest speech. So maybe his campaign folks have a point. Maybe it will behoove the Trump campaign for him to talk more, not less. What else?
The wife of Justice Clarence Thomas says there's no truth to the rumor her husband will retire from the Supreme Court in November.
Right. Same goes for the rumor that he's sworn off watching porn as well. Go on.
A new study says listening to different types of music can affect how your beer tastes.
Yep. It's very interesting stuff, and it has to do with the way in which music is able to reach you emotionally and intellectually. The parts of your brain that music stimulates. It's just incredible. Music is one of the... people want to explore space. People want to know what the hell's out there. I would like in-depth knowledge and understanding of why music has the power to move people the way it does. It can affect your brain's chemical responses to the world in a way that drugs can, or alcohol can, or antidepressants can. Music is an unbelievably powerful thing. It can really, really change your outlook on so much stuff. Case in point, music is so powerful that it can affect the way the food you eat and the drinks you drink taste, depending on what it is that's going on in the background, what you're listening to. And I think why the research should be, it really is a double-edged sword, because I would love to know more. I would love science to really be able to dig into music and understand why it affects people the way it affects people. And that would be amazing. But then, I don't know, the more you know about it, the less magic there is in it. If you see how the tricks are done, or if everybody can do the tricks, it becomes significantly less magical. And if we have a deeper scientific understanding of music, some of that might go out of it. So, I don't know. The good news is, it doesn't look like we're getting any closer to understanding it. It doesn't seem to be something that scientists are devoting that much time to, but they did discover that listening to different types of music can affect how your beer tastes, which is why that Pabst Blue Ribbon seemed a little stale when you went to see Foghat last week. Go on.
Pope Francis says many marriages don't work because couples don't understand commitment.
Right. And who knows more about the dynamic between men and women than a lifelong virgin? Answer, well, pretty much everyone. So, I remember when I was a young adult. Man, I was broke. So broke. My band was in between record deals, and I was just, like, scraping for every last penny. Every last penny. And I had this naive, optimistic outlook on the world that if you do good, good will come back to you. Cast that bread on the waters. The golden rule. Every religion has its own version of it. Karma, the Buddhists refer to it as. But I still believe that. There are some barriers in the way of it, though. And I discovered that when I found a wallet. A Louis Vuitton wallet. Gosh only knows what that thing was worth. Found a Louis Vuitton wallet in the street. In it, important stuff. ID, a black Amex. You have to spend so much money a year to have a black Amex. And like right around $500 in cash. And believe you me, this was a time when I could have used $500 in cash. But the idea of taking something that I found in the street like that was absolutely morally reprehensible to me, and I would not do anything. I would never do anything like that. So what did I do? Took this wallet, dutifully found a couple of cops and said, "Excuse me, sirs, I found this wallet and I'd like to turn it in." And they looked at the wallet, they looked at everything that was in it, and they're like, "Where'd you get this? What's going on? How did this come into your possession? Where'd you find it? Over there? Where over there? Show me." And I lost about 45 minutes out of my day being questioned by two cops about a wallet that I had decided to turn over so they could find its rightful owner. Absolutely crazy. And my first real introduction to the idea that no good deed goes unpunished. And that's why I salute you. If you manage to put yourself out there in a way that helps your fellow human being, it's almost like before that bread that's been cast on the waters comes back to you, there's going to be a little slap in the face that comes before it to make doing the right thing even tougher, but that much more admirable. A guy named Derek DeAnder from Elk Grove, California, was in his car last month when he saw a van swerve off the road and roll over. What did he do? He immediately stopped to help. And it's a good thing that he did, too. Why? Because a man and his 3 kids were trapped inside this van. Trapped. So, resourceful individual Derek DeAnder sprang into action. He broke a window and he helped pull them out safely before paramedics showed up. And you know what happened to Derek DeAnder after saving a man and his 3 children from an overturned van? He got a reward. A bill for $143 from the city. It turns out when he broke the window to save this family from this overturned van, got a little cut on his hand. Little teeny cut on his hand. One of the paramedics showed up to the scene. Like, "You rescued these people?" "Yeah." "How are you? Are you okay?" "I'm fine." "What's that on your hand?" "A little cut." "Well, let me have a look at that." Boom! $143 bill. Derek says he's shocked that they charged him for helping save the family. Saying, quote, I mean, why would I want to stop and help somebody if I'm going to get a bill? Answer, because you're a good human being. And being a good human being is not always the easiest path. But it's worth it. It's worth it to you, and it's worth it in your heart and in your mind. And we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You know how a lot of times you feel like it's cool to turn the other cheek and give people the benefit of the doubt even when they don't deserve it.